This is Jose. Here I am again with my 2017 S550 or W222. Today we're going to be doing a transmission service, a full service. The transmission this car has is a 9G-Tronic or 9-speed transmission. Many cars have these. I'll list the models on the description. Many Mercedes models, many Nissan models, and even Aston Martin has been using the 9G-Tronic, the transmission this car has. So we're going to be doing the full service. We're going to lift the car. I'll show you how to do it in a couple of ways. Always be safe. Safety first before anything. So make sure you follow procedures accordingly. So let's go. So I'm putting the car up. I have one block on each tire. We'll see on the other side also. One block is enough to be able to work under the car, but I'm going to put 2 blocks just to make it easier for the video so you guys can see what's going on. And under here, this is where we put the car, the jacks. Okay, every car has a place for it. So you have to find, you can find it in your manual, your car manual. It'll show you where to put the jacks. On this car, it's right there. Okay, so we're gonna start by removing this cover. It has about 12 screws. Here we go. This is where we use the number 8. That's it. Okay, so we're also going to take this bracket. This bracket is what holds the cover. Still with number 8, we have 2 bolts. Come right out on each side. And for the bolts, we can either use the number 8, the same one that we used on the tray, on the cover, or we can use an e-torque and take that out. I'm going to use the e-torque since I have it. So I want to start with the most difficult bolt, and that's this one right behind this motor mount, transmission mount. So I'll be able to get it out with one of these, also e-torque. I'll fit that in there, but putting it back is going to be a problem because I have to torque it. So I'm going to lose these. I'm going to lose the mount, these bolts, let the mount go off, and then I'm going to take these 3 bolts on both sides. That's the number 18 that I was talking about, and these are 14. Okay, but you have to support the transmission somehow. And this is what we're doing here. And I use a jack, a piece of wood, and hold the transmission up. So we can take these down. Right now this is holding it, but this is gonna be my transmission mount while I do this. There's a better view, or our mount. And it's gonna go right below here. Okay, so we're just gonna hold that up. Okay, so we take these 14mm bolts out.
So now if we lift this, we're gonna see these bolts go off. Let's see. See? See, we have enough space. We still don't have enough space, but might as well just take the whole thing off. All right, so now let's take this bolt out. Get this mount out. Take all of them out. This is loose. Transmission is being held, so just gonna get it all out and let this come down. This is gonna be still held by these. These two brackets are holding the exhaust. Okay. Okay, so now we have access to the last bolt. This was kind of on the way, so now I can go in here, get this bolt loose, or tighten it, and I can put a torque on it. All right, now we're free to go. We have 10 bolts all around. There's one on this side that's just holding a bracket that we can move out of the way to be able to get the tray out. And that would be it. Okay, so now here we are ready to drain this. We drain from here. This is one of the tools that you use. There's a kit that comes. Mercedes sells you this, but you can also get these in different places. They have aftermarket parts. This is only a tool, so I don't think you should worry about brands or anything like that. If you don't have these, you can also use an 8mm key on that. So let's see. Get this out. I'm gonna use a funnel just so I don't get that splash all over my face. Okay. So we'll cover out. The oil doesn't look too bad. Here's the little plug for the transmission. Make sure you have some rags with you. Transmission looks, the oil looks nice and clean. It's not bad at all. Okay, so the second tool that we're going to use here, from the same kit that I was talking about, is these. You're going to use this to fill, and you're going to use this to remove the oil. Okay, and I'm going to show you how that piece works after we take it out. The tray shows you different positions. So here's our tool. This is position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. The tray shows you that. So you're gonna push this in all the way. This whole piece is gonna go in, and this is gonna show you what position you're on. Okay, you're in position 1. That's where you're gonna go in, and then number 2 is gonna let a little bit of oil out. Position 3 is gonna let more oil out, and position 4 will drain the whole thing out. Okay, let's see. So we're in position 1. Let's get this funnel so I don't get this splashed all over my face. Move to position 2. See more oil coming out. Then position 3. in position 4, we'll get all of it out. Okay, so now we're going to take all the bolts out while this keeps dripping. Let's see. This one is different. This bolt is only holding this bracket. We'll move that out of the way. This bolt is different. All the others we're replacing. It's worth replacing them. They're only about $1.50 each. Now I have 3 bolts, one right here, one in the back. I haven't touched the one in the back yet, and one on this side. I'm gonna loosen this one up a little bit so I can pry the tray open a little. I'm gonna get a lot of oil out of here, but I'm gonna loose this up a little bit, and then I still have another one here that I have loose. Same thing as these. I'll put some pressure on it. Okay, let's move this tray back a little. For these, I'm gonna use this piece. Right on the splash. Everything all over the place. Okay, so I have this bolt loosened up a little bit, so there's some play. The tray's gonna have some play. But when I let this go on this side, this is gonna fall, but this is gonna be holding it. Okay, so yeah, I'm ready to catch some oil on me. Pry these open a little. Okay. Open. All right, there's our oil. Now I'm gonna start. Now I'm gonna take the whole bolt out, and I don't have too much oil on the tray. So I can take the whole thing out. hose this thing down to get this oil out. So now this is how this works. This is inside the transmission. We have two filters, one for the regular pump, this for the electric pump. This is the guide tube. We're going to change it. We're going to put a new tube on the new tray, and we're also going to use another fill tube. This is what the tool is doing. So right now we are in position number 4, which is right here. So the bottom is open. There's a big opening on the bottom. That's what's draining it. Position number 3, and this is where we measure. So the oil is going to be at this level when we fill it up. Number 3, we're going to open this and let the oil out, and this is going to be the level that the oil is going to be at. So this whole thing is going to fill when we're done. Position number 2, you use position number 2 when you have to drain some of the oil, and that's this position right here. Some oil will come out. And position 1 is open only on the top. That's when we're trying to fill in. So all the oil goes through the top and starts filling in the transmission. That's what we're going to use with our pump. Okay, so we drain all the fluid out. Now we gotta clean all around, make sure it's nice and clean. When we put the new one back, you grab a nice and clean rag. You're gonna have some of that oil drip on you. That's okay. You're treating your transmission nicely. This oil wasn't too bad, so I'm glad it wasn't bad. I'm glad it was good. And now we're gonna give it a nice fresh oil. It'll be even better. Very important to do your services, your maintenance on your car. So now we have to drain the oil of the torque converter. Is in there. It has a plug. Okay, this is the plug. You take that out, but we have to show the torque, the bolt. So we're gonna spin the engine until we see that. And I'm gonna show you now how to spin the engine. So we're gonna go to the engine compartment, and we're gonna go and move the main pulley. We're gonna rotate that until we see that bolt under there. This is the main pulley. I just put a socket in there. It's a number 27. And we're gonna use a breaker bar. This breaker bar has a ratcheting, so this one is great for it. You just keep moving it. You don't have to take it off, put it back on. You just keep moving it. So here we have the breaker bar, and we're gonna spin this until we get that bolt down there. So see how that's moving? We're gonna keep going until we see that bolt. I have somebody helping me. Go slow. Not yet, but I'm sure it will be coming up soon. Very slow, very slow. It's already there, so we just gotta position it. Very slow, a little more, just a little more. There we go.
Right there.
We are right there. We have it now. We're gonna drain that. We'll get all the fluid out. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So let's take this bolt out. This is the 4 millimeter. I'm gonna break that loose and take it out. You can reuse this bolt. We got a new one. I thought it was gonna get much more out of there, but I guess everything came out of here already. And I've had it all open and ready. So we got 4 quarts out of it. Let's see. There we go. There is more in there. Just a little shy. You have more and more coming out. Definitely another quart or more. Okay. Okay, now that everything is drained out, we're gonna put a new plug in. Remember, it has to be a new one, and it has a new crush washer in there. First, we go in slowly. Ahead. Place it all the way. And then we have to torque it. And it's torqued to 10 Newton meters or 89 inch-pounds. Inch-pounds. Not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. And here we are with our torque wrench set to 89 inch-pounds. Oh, it's ready. That's it. Okay, so now we're gonna put the tray on. Let's say, pull out our plug, and then we put our guide and our fill tube on. It only goes in one direction. You'll be able to see this little line goes in a groove right here. Goes right there, so push it in hard. That's it, it's in place. Now same thing with this one. Also one direction, it has a groove in the back. Okay, that's it. Now we go in there and place the tray back. Okay, so now we're gonna put our tray back, the new tray, and place it right there. Gotta bang on it a little bit. Those are the filters going in. That's it, sitting down, sitting in place. Put our bolts in by hand first. One over here. We have to torque all these bolts. Okay. And we're gonna torque this to 35 inch-pounds. We put this bolt back, and when we tighten all the bolts, when we torque them, we have to do it in a crisscross manner. So we go with this one first, second, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just go across. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna torque these, and they get tied down to 35 inch-pounds, and then you gotta do a 90-degree extra turn. So, and as I said, you have to go the crisscross manner. That's 35, and then we gotta go 90 degrees. That's it. Then go across. There you go, now 90 degrees, 35 inch-pounds, and 90-degree turn. There you go, across these. "35 inch-pounds is not much, but that's all he needs, is a plastic pan." There you go. So we can go straight, so you can see a straight 90. That's a straight 90. That's 3. You go 4. There you go. We go straight 90. There we go. And 5. There you go. And 90 degrees. 6. And 90 degrees. 7. There we go. And 90. 8, 90, 90. We're done tying the bolts. We have to put one more bolt, the last little one that attaches this bracket. And we'll torque it same way. $35 and $90. Now we're gonna fill these up. We're gonna pump the fluid in. We have to run the engine, and here we go.
So we're ready to start filling up. We have to use this for now instead of the plug to fill it. We connect this. We can connect our hose and start pumping the fluid in. Okay. Let's go with this. Has to be in nice and tight. This is a size 24 all the way in. Okay, so now we're gonna put this piece in there and we're connecting our hose from our pump. Okay, so go in there. Make a nice seal. Okay, now we gotta make this tight. Okay, everything nice and tight. So we're gonna start pumping our fluid in. We open our valve and it's going in. We took out 9 quarts of fluid. 5 quarts came along from the torque converter alone, so you gotta make sure you drain that. If we drain only out of here, it was 4 quarts. We drained out of there, it was 5 quarts. Total 9. So we're gonna put in 10 quarts. That's what the cut calls for. 10 quarts. And then we'll do the fill run. We gotta be on position number 3. Let that drain. But first we have to run the car and let the transmission warm up to 39 Celsius degrees. Okay, so the scanner will show you that. Will show you the small one, and then it will show you on the big scanner. The small one works perfectly, but the small one is connected to my phone, so I'm working with the big scanner. This is what's happening here. The oil is coming to this hose and to the pump. Okay, we're pumping it. So we put all the fluid in. Now we're gonna turn the car on and let the transmission warm up to 39 Celsius degrees. Now we're gonna put our mounts back, make sure everything is clear, take our jack out of the car, and then we go inside the car, turn it on, and fill the transmission to specs, check the level. Here we go with our mount. And now we're torquing this to 22 foot-pounds. So the $20 OBD2 connector will give you readings on the temperature on the transmission. Right now it's at 21 Celsius degrees. Of course, you can change it at the settings for Fahrenheit. Now it's at 22, and it'll keep going until we get to our desired temperature. So the scanner is connected. I'm ready to check the temperature on the car. The car is on. The pump is disconnected. Let's see what the temperature is right now. Okay, so we're ready to read the temperature in the car. The pump is disconnected. Let's check on the oil temperature in the transmission. There we go. It's at 30 Celsius degrees. We need to be at 39. Or like about around 102, 103 Fahrenheit. You just have to change the values, what we need, and
in the settings, but I kept it in Celsius. That's what they call for. It's a German car, they use Celsius, so let's use Celsius. Just wait until it gets to 39. So we have reached 39 degrees Celsius degrees. We're ready to go under the car and check the level. We'll just drain some until the level is set. Let's go. So now we're going to change to position 3. We need to check the level. Position 3. When it starts, we're done. We're set with the level. Okay. Now it stops, so we go to position 1. Get it out. Put a plug in. That's it. We're all done. We just put our shields back, our covers. Okay, so now we're just putting the shield back on. I just have to tighten the screws, very easy. Just put back what you took out. Okay. And that's it. The transmission service is done. Let's go.
So the transmission service is done. I went out for a drive right now to make sure everything is okay, and so far so good. Before I took the car out, it was standing for the rest of the night because I stayed up very late last night doing the service, and everything was fine. This morning, when I took the car, and the floor was dry, there was no drips on the ground, so it looks like everything was stored correctly. The pan wasn't leaking. It feels good. All the gears are changing. No noise coming from the transmission or anywhere. So it looks like we did a good job. Changing the fluid was definitely a little bit challenging, uh, but wasn't difficult. Wasn't difficult. Maybe the challenge is where you have to lift the car up. Everything else was easy. Taking the plug out, pumping the fluid in, checking the level. It's simple. It's nothing difficult. Maybe the position you're working on is a little harder than having the car up high in the lift, but it's not a problem at all. So I wouldn't take this car to a dealer to do something like that. I would treat my car a little better than they would, and also dealer's very expensive to do this service. So I think I spent maybe a tenth of what the dealer charges for this service on parts. So I wouldn't take it to the dealer. I was perfectly fine doing it myself. And just be careful. You have to make sure you're on a flat surface. And then when you're turning the car on to check on temperature, you'll see some smoke. That's the oil burning, the fluid burning from coming down when you took it off the torque converter. It's normal. It's gonna leak everywhere because that's just the way it's positioned, and it's gonna drip everywhere. Just dry it as much as possible, but still gonna burn when you turn the car on, and you'll see some smoke. It's totally normal. So that's it. That's it for my video. Hope you guys like it. If there's anything under the car after I stop, so I went for a long drive. I went on the highway, making sure everything shifts and everything is okay. So if there's anything, I'll add it to the video. If not, this is it for me. Take care. Thank you.